Hi everyone. This video is specifically for all our juniors that we have at our wonderful club that play on a full-size tennis court. Okay. Before we get into this video, what I need you to do is watch the other two videos in this cluster for transitioning from the baseline to the net, and the video for the forehand and the backhand volley, and the video for the smash, because those principles in all those three videos is exactly the same for any junior tennis player that is playing on a full-size tennis court. So it's anybody that's from around about year 5 to 18 years old. Okay, so all those principles in those three videos is exactly the same. In this video, what I'm just going to talk about is, even if you're playing on a full-size tennis court, just what's slightly different depending on how tall you are. Okay, so I'll go through that again. Technique wise, if you're on a full-size tennis court, all those principles in those three videos is exactly the same for you. Okay, exactly the same for you. What is different is, for example, where you might stop if you're transitioning from the back to the net, okay, depending on how tall you are. And the other thing specifically in this video is, because I obviously know you all, I just want to reiterate certain things with regards to the technique. So first things first, we're going to talk about as you're running for that short ball. Okay, and I did this with in one of the other, I've got one of my bricks from my house. If that brick is the ball, I'm at the baseline and you're running, don't get too close to the ball. Remember, as your preparation is done by the time you take that first step, you are trying to position yourself to the side of the ball. Okay? Try and position yourself to the side of the ball, because it's your arm and your racket that's got to be in line with the ball before you swing through. That principle is the same for the ground strokes and the volleys. And a lot of us, sometimes, you know, when we're doing volleys and we get that racket in line and it frames because you're too close to it. And what you're actually doing, see that ball's in this straight line, can you see the service markers here? If that's the ball coming in that line, you put your racket in line with that, okay? That step does not want to go towards that line, because then you're too close to it. Look at my step. Twist, step. My step is back along the same line as the ball. So just try and make sure that your final bits of preparation, if it's the ground stroke, your final step, if it is a volley, is back along the line of the ball at the side of it, not into the line. See that line there? Racket into the line of it. No. Step down so that racket stays in line with the ball. So be really specific there. Another thing that some of us are still doing, I'm afraid, is as we swing that racket on that ground stroke to strike it, as soon as we've hit the ball, we think that the shot is finished. That follow through, okay, and being specific, especially if you're starting to hit that ball hard with a lot of topspin, that roll of that racket over to pull that ball back down and holding that swing is so important. Okay, I see a lot of us doing great shots from the baseline. You get that short ball and you run on in and you kind of just go and tap it, and all of a sudden you've given your opponent a short ball. That is the time to really concentrate and really try and be specific on that approach shot. Okay, so do think about that in relation to your transitioning. Yeah. Okay. Height, how tall you are. Your goal, if you're playing on a full court, but you're about year 5, year 6, so you're kind of this height, this is your goal. Yeah? This is not your goal. Halfway up between the service line and the net, that height is too close to the net. You only want to be going into that area if you're going to try and put the ball away and finish the point off, okay? But if you end up at the net, and you're in that age category of around about year 5, year 6-ish, that's your goal. Just past the service line into the ready position, okay? Because that gives you still a good chance to reach up and get those high balls when your opponent hits them. How many times have we been on that court and that ball's been hit too high? Okay. As you start getting into year 7, year 8, you can afford to be probably that extra foot closer, yeah? And then from kind of year 9, yes, you can afford to be up to halfway, okay? Never do we want to remember you're right on top of the net unless it is a movement forwards to finish off the shot, okay? And again, especially some of you that are new to the playing on the full court, how many times have I told you, stop getting all the way over the top of the net? Some of us have even been hitting the ball and your racket's coming onto my side of the tennis court, okay? That's not allowed. Stay on your side. Stop getting so close to the net. So really think about that in relation to your positioning on the court, okay? How should you guys be moving through the ball? Obviously, if you watch the video for transitioning from the baseline to the net, there was kind of different footwork patterns that you can go out and practice, okay? Really, it's the two in relation to just running through or hopping through. I wouldn't really want you to get into the split steps and the jumps. I would rather you move your feet so the contact with the ball is always around this height. That split and jump is when the ball's up here. Try not to do that one too much at the moment. Try and practice getting the contacts in this area, and you either just run through or you hop through, okay? Really practice those two types of transitions and then getting into the net. And a good one to practice is as soon as you've finished the shot, you land, you split, and you've got your grip for the volleys. Now obviously as you get older, you know that we're moving those those grips further around so you can generate more top spin, but you do not leave your grips there for the volleys. So if you're in the Eastern, modified Eastern, semi-Western forehand area, you do not leave your grip there for the volleys. You have to practice twisting it to the Eastern continental shake hands grip for the volleys. So you practice it being round, your ground stroke, as soon as you've landed, you've changed the grip. That's a great little practice, okay? You've got your grip, hit, change the grip. Yeah? Really practice that one, okay? And a good one, just if you want to do a bit of fitness, all 3 shots, okay? So you're going to practice an approach, split, volley, crossover, smash, back to the baseline. Ground stroke, split, volley, smash. Okay, and go and do 20 of them if it's not too bad outside weather-wise. So hope that helps. Have a think about it. Like I said, the majority of the principles in the adult videos for transitioning and the technique for the volleys and the technique for the smash is exactly the same for you guys. It's more to do with where you stop, yeah, and you guys being specific at not letting your rackets collapse and your body positionings as you're approaching the ball for the ground stroke or the volley, okay? Hope that helps, and I'll see you soon, yeah? Take care.